Welcome back to the Tahoe Today Show. Jennifer Webb is with us this morning. Shakespeare Animal Fund. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit more about what you're up to at the Shakespeare Animal Fund.
Okay, well, Shakespeare Animal Fund pays emergency veterinary bills for elderly, disabled, anybody who has a suffering or dying pet and doesn't have the funds to get the help it needs. And we're very proud. We've been in business in the area since 2004. We're going on 21 this year. So we have a variety of events all year long to remind people we're around and try to raise more money so we can help each individual with more funds getting to the vet. We have something coming up Saturday, again going on 21 at Reno Public Market from 1 to 3. We're going to have fun music. We're going to have some fun raffles. We're going to have board members and volunteers out. And we have giveaways and just basically to talk more about who we are and what we do. Because so often you don't even hear about us, but every day we're out there answering calls, answering emails, getting people who don't have enough money, sometimes no money, helping get their animal to the vet. And this is always emergencies if an animal is hit by a car, attacked, things like that. And sometimes they can raise $20. Sometimes they've got $50, not enough to get the help they need. And we always pay for euthanasia as well. So that's our goal, to keep on helping and to be able to help more. And again, we're so proud. We've been helping local people and their animals for 21 years this year. Woohoo!
I was going to ask you, I think that's a phenomenal, honorable mission. Tell me a little bit more about the history. Like, how did you get the name Shakespeare Animal Fund?
Well, Shakespeare, unfortunately, was a dog that came from a breeder, too many animals and so on. So he was in a pet shop in Harlem. And at the time, my daughter and I lived in Manhattan, went up to Harlem on a bus, got this dog, and she decided to name him Shakespeare. And I moved to Reno, and he grew old in Reno, and then he got very ill, and the veterinarians in the area couldn't help him, so they suggested I go to UC Davis. Went over to UC Davis, they couldn't help him, and I had to have him euthanized. And I was so distraught, I could barely find my way home. But here's the thing, I had all the money I needed to take care of my animal. I would have mortgaged my home if I had to. And I thought at the time, what about people who love their animals as much as I loved this dog, and knew they could save it if they had the money and didn't have the money. So that's when I decided to start the organization. And again, it came from a name that my daughter gave Shakespeare. And later we added a tagline, helping pets and people in need, because if you don't know any better, you'd say, oh, those are performing animals, or oh, those are animals of actors or something. So we had to clarify a bit, but that's how he got his name. And I didn't realize until we started just how many people, thousands of people, don't have the money to get their pet seen. They will do without food. They will do without medicine. We had one man who did without electricity for 4 months to try to save enough to get an operation for his boxer. So people truly love their animals, especially elderly, disabled people who don't get a chance to get out much. This is their family. Sometimes their only family, and we're doing our best to help. But anyhow, that's how the name Shakespeare came from in the first place.
Quite a story. Now, if people are in need, or if they would like to get involved and come alongside Shakespeare Animal Fund, how can they do so?
They can do so by going to our website, shakespeareanimalfund.org. They can also email me, jwebb.shakefund@gmail.com. It's pretty easy to get a hold of us, and if you need help, you can always call the crisis hotline number 775-342-7040 for help. There's also an email, help@shakefund.com as well. So you can get all of that information from our website, but what we're hoping that we find people who have the time to be a volunteer. who have the time to find out more about what it's like to be a board member in this really amazing organization, what it's like to perhaps be a sponsor. You know, there's so many things that we need, and everything goes back to the animals.
Fantastic. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you out at Going on 21 out at the Reno Public Market. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on.